19 hours GMT here in the capital, Accra, Ghana. Good evening and welcome to the program. This is Newsbreak Live on Pan-African Television. My name is David Attoh. Attoh, we're streaming live from our studios here at Abelemkpe. Now let's look at our headlines for this evening. The Electoral Commission of Ghana sets June ending to commence registration exercise for the December 2020 elections. But the big question is, will this be possible with current electoral challenges? We will examine this tonight. Also coming up in this bulletin, confirmed cases of COVID-19 spiking, but government prepares to ease restrictions and reopen the economy. We will look at some perspectives related to this. Plus, the National Union of Ghana Students, that's NUGS, sets 2 weeks deadline for government to release students' loan or face thereof. Details of this and other stories coming up shortly. Please stay. Welcome back. Newsbreak is live on Facebook at Pan-African Television. My name is David Attoh. Let's do our first story for this evening. We look at Ghana's current situation when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, Ghana's case count of COVID-19 currently stands at 7,303. With the rise in figures, health officials, however, believe case management is improving. Dr. Bedu Sarkodie, the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, briefed the media earlier on in the day.
Situational update. Data is as at May 2020. The total number of new cases that have been reported from 34 regions stands at 186. The regional distribution is as follows. Greater Accra region reported 140 new cases from 18 districts. Central region, 23 new cases from 5 districts. Eastern region, 9 new cases from 2 districts. And Ashanti region, 14 new cases from 6 districts. This brings us to a total of 7,303 positive cases, out 204,000 cases, 909 persons that have been tested. The test positivity rate stands at 3.55%, can run it up to 3.6%. Total number of recoveries as at the 26th stands at 2,412. Unfortunately, recorded 34 deaths. Active cases stand at 4,857. Greater Accra has the highest number of cases and stands at 5,148. Ashanti region 1,099. Central region 360. Western region 344. Eastern 117. Upper West 22. Upper East 26. Volta region 59. OT 26. Western North 62, Northeast 2, Northern 36, Bono 1, Savannah 1. Just a few minutes ago, we had information Bono is having confirmed a case, but this will be brought up based on the information that we further picked from the region and then the affected districts. In Greater Accra region, 18 districts, and then these are mostly we are mentioning the districts that report a significant number of cases, and most of these cases and districts are old districts that have already reported cases and are being managed. Question indicates that daily number of new cases are coming down. The rate of downward trend is the issue, but then the curve continues to point down. So if it is not coming down sharply, it means that our adherence to the various preventive etiquettes is not at maximum possible. So the advice is that let's adhere to these containment, prevention and control principles. And if you do this well, you will see a sharp decline of the various daily new cases. Like engagement with all major stakeholders, including religious organizations, Ministry of Education, Ghana Football Association, and so on, provide them with technical assistance as they develop their guidelines and protocol to control the situation. This communication is ongoing. Enhanced surveillance systems, active contact tracing, testing, and treatment are all ongoing.
That's Dr. Bedu Sarkodie, the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Services, giving indication as to how Ghana's case management is when it comes to management of COVID-19 in the country. Now, the case count currently is 7,303 cases, confirmed cases. That we have 34 deaths, and then in totality, Ghana has tested 204,909, Ghanaians with positive cases. The positivity rate, according to the Ghana Health Service, stands at 3.6%. Now, meanwhile, the Sekandi Takoradi metropolis in the western region has locked down 4 markets due to spike in cases in that metropolis. We will go shortly onto the phone lines and speak with Benjamin Bray. Is a reporter with Attoh FM to give us details as to how the case management is or looks like in the Sekandi Takoradi metropolis. Good evening, Pakwesi.
Hello.
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Ben. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm fine. How is Takoradi?
Takoradi is a little bit calm now. So the coronavirus pandemic is still ongoing here.
Okay, so how are residents in Sekandi Takoradi taking the news that the western region is now spiking when it comes to, the coronavirus cases in Ghana? How are residents, taking the news?
I think when the residents in Sekandi Takoradi said region has been spotted as a hotspot. When you remove Accra, Marseille, Western region is the next hotspot in terms of coronavirus pandemic in Ghana. When they heard it, they were a little bit fear entered their life.
Okay.
So according to the residents in Sekandi Takoradi, they are observing the social distancing, the wearing of nose masks, and washing of hands, using the hand sanitizers, among others. The directive that the mayor of Sekandi Takoradi and his entourage put upon them.
Okay, right. The news we're having currently, as you rightly said, the cases are spiking in that part of the country now. The news today is that the Sekandi Takoradi Security Council, that's the Municipal Security Council, has locked down 4 markets. Which markets are these?
Yeah, it's true. The Sekandi Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, led by Honorable Anthony K. Keita, and Attoh Municipal Assembly, led by Honorable Kuda Afa, together they have locked various markets in Sekandi Takoradi and Attoh. Takoradi market has been locked. Sekandi market has been locked. Kodoko market has been locked. And the many markets that the authorities go at the Takoradi Jubilee Park also belong. So currently, as we speak, early this morning, the authorities blocked up all the markets in Sekandi Takoradi and Attoh Municipal Assembly.
Okay. Any reasons for the lockdown? Are they going to spray the markets? Any reasons given? And how are the market women taking, the lockdown?
Now, when I talked to the market women, they said that what the authorities have done will really affect them.
Okay.
In terms of their farm produce, they're going to be working, especially the fruits and the vegetables. But as the narratives have come, they have nothing to do, and they are going to observe what the 1 week lockdown of the market. All
right, so the lockdown is 1 week. Now, should in case Takoradi or Sekondi Takoradi goes into a lockdown, the whole municipality, how do you think residents are prepared to handle the lockdown when it comes to the whole municipality?
Now, in terms of the printed or on paper, Sekondi Takoradi residents are not ready for a lockdown. A total lockdown. They are not ready. Right. When we move around, what they are talking about, they are not ready for the lockdown, meaning they are not prepared for any lockdown.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Benjamin Bray, for that. I
can give a breakdown of the coronavirus pandemic.
Okay. Quickly do that for me.
Now, when it comes to the Metropolitan Assembly, we have negative 1,018.
Okay.
The positive case is 137. The pending is 443. LMLA is 47 negative. Positive is 6. Pending 171. Tata Israel negative 1718. Positive 104. Pending 772, among others. So when it comes to total, as at 26th May, on Ghana Health Service regular website, total suspected cases is 1,500. Contact listed is 5,227. Contact traced is 4,744. Confirmed cases as at 26th May 2020 is 352. The COVID is 6, and death is 1.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We'll leave it at that. We'll get back to you for more details as the news unfolds. We've been speaking to Benjamin Bray. He's a reporter with Attoh FM in Sekondi Takoradi in the Western region, giving us details as how the case management is or looks like in Sekondi Takoradi. According to the reports, they have 352 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis, 6 recoveries, and then 1 death. This situation has forced the Sekondi Takoradi Municipal Assembly to lock down 4 markets in that part of the country. Now, ahead of the break, the Electoral Commission of Ghana sets June ending to commence mass registration exercise for the December 2020 elections. Details coming up next.
Na jawo tikan mu da do bi kura si wa se wanti mensi
mate insist be sire why na me yikwa na tire wo ojari malaria din ya chinsa
eja kan akoma to yem so onom dan proke herba mister osisi mbadu se from oyire so doctor ka chene se o malaria mo ani bu oni pedue mu a so onom dank antima x yare malaria ebe kokura obi wo honom a ne yem ye ne yanso a so onom dank gastro care herba mister ho beto dank phyto care herba mister koko ebe ye hu adwuma ma wapon waposo tutu dank extra care herba mister obenya hoden ne watimi anante mekafo dank no nyina e de amamo
na ebenya dwe nya bi we
pharmacy shop ana herba shop also pe dank no a ye be ma obi
pacho mo number ye sen
0266593330
enroi oba pemfo oba ma akora nufo ani akora woni mfie du mienu ntime no
FDA ahwehwe sa edwadie nkratwe mu agya tum se eye
from that break. Newsbreak is live on Facebook at Pan African Television. You can also follow me on Facebook at Attoh's Watch. You can leave your details, your comments, and I'll get back to you after the bulletin. Now, let's move from the coronavirus to another area, still related in a way. We go to election 2020. In December, Ghana will be going to the polls to elect a new president for this country. Now, indications are that, you know, the coronavirus pandemic has created some electoral, you know, gaps within the electoral procedures in the country, also including the two players on the political landscape when it comes to elections in Ghana. Now, from the last week of June to the last week of July this year, the Electoral Commission of Ghana has tasked all eligible voters in Ghana to form queues in the midst of social distancing protocols to register for the 2020 elections. The exercise will be conducted over a 38-day period at 33,367 centers across the country in 5 phases. Now, in each constituency, the Electoral Commission would group registration centers into clusters. So what this means is that from the last week of July to the last week of June, over a 38-day period, you are expected to go to the various polling centers in your constituencies to form queues in the midst of the protocols, the social distancing, to register. Now, this is a new format for registration according to the Electoral Commission. Now, they are using what they are calling clusters. So when you go into a particular constituencies, they are grouping 5 polling centers. 5 of them, they call it a cluster. Then they form, you know, the basis for the registration exercise. How will it go? We will wait and see. Meanwhile, the main players in the December elections, the National Democratic Congress, the ruling New Patriotic Party, are at loggerheads with the Electoral Commission of Ghana and the National Identification Authority over the system or card to use for registration of eligible voters in Ghana. For the NDC, they are maintaining that we use the current voters register, while the New Patriotic Party wants a new credible register. Now, speaking on Pan-African TV flagship morning show, the Good Morning Africa, the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Sami Uku, described the current register in Ghana as an ECOWAS register. Take a listen.
The register we used in 2016, I want people to understand that register doesn't exist now as we speak.
Okay.
We have been consistent in opposition and in government of a new and a credible register. But as it stands now, the voters register we used in 2016 has completely changed. Because you've had limited registration exercise in 2017. That recorded in excess of 1 million new people added to your register. You've had a limited registration exercise compiled in 2018. You've had a new one compiled in 2019. All these ones have been added to the 2016 one. Okay. So if anyone, that's why I said that the NDC's argument for me is fundamentally flawed, because now you don't have the 2016 register as it stands.
Yeah.
You've had some additions. Yeah. And these additions are enough to even alter the balance of power. Mm-hmm. These additions are so significant that they can remove a government and bring in a new government.
Yeah.
So you don't have the one you had in 2016. And again, if the EC decides not to even have an entirely new register compiled, they must still compile a new one because of the limited registration exercise, which is constitutional. Because every year people turn 18. But I respect the NDC for one thing. They believe that we don't need an entirely new register compiled. We have been consistent from day one, from opposition, that the voters register that we're using is beginning to seem like an ECOWAS register. I don't see why the NDC should have the feeling that compiling a new voters register is a verdict that they won't win any future election in Ghana. Because this one, we are all compiling for
That was Sami Wuku, the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, describing the current voters register here in Ghana as an ECOWAS register. What this means is that a lot of nationals have their names in the current voters register. But how will the NDC respond? Now, for the National Democratic Congress, the usage of the Ghana card instead of the current voters ID card was a grand collusion between the National Identification Authority, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, to rig the 2020 elections in favor of the ruling New Patriotic Party. Now, according to the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, who was also speaking on the same platform, the presence or the preference of the Ghana card would disenfranchise a lot of NDC strongholds in the country.
The data you are going to use, the regions which have been under-captured, whether by coincidence or by anything, then that coincidence is strange. Those regions are the strongholds of NDC. Upper East region has been our stronghold. The number of voters in the 2016 was about 460,000. Those now captured on the voters on the NIA card is 222,000. So more than half
didn't get registered.
Didn't get registered.
Wow.
And out of the 222,000, it's only 5% who were issued with their ID cards. So it is that 5% that will have automatic access to register on the if we decide to use the NIA figure. Okay. And the figures are worse. Central region, more than 300,000. Brown Ahafo, more than close to 300,000. Huge figures. It is when you come to Ashanti region that you have those who have been captured on the voters register, exceeding the number of people who voted in 2016 by another 300,000.
Interesting revelation is that.
You see, so if you have this, and even when you go to the distribution of the card, as if the under capture is not enough, even those who have been under captured, a still smaller percentage of them have their card.
Yeah.
So you go to my region, Bongahafu, it has now been split into 3 regions.
Bono East.
Bono East, 11%, only 11% have their card.
I see.
Bono Proper, 10% have their card.
Of the total population?
Of the total that has been registered. Already those who have been registered are down.
Yeah, okay.
And so then even those who got registered, 10% of them had their card. Ahafu, 8% of them have their card. You go to Upper West, but why should Electoral Commission insist that they will use the incomplete data when they know that the data does not capture everybody as they are required to do under the Constitution? The Constitution says that Electoral Commission must capture everybody who is 18 years and above. We apply all legitimate means to ensure that the constitutional duties of the Electoral Commission are carried out by them, whether they like it or not. The data we are going to use.
All right, so that it says the NDC General Secretary Johnson Asiedu Nketia giving reasons why they feel the NIA is shortchanging them when it comes to the registration of voters within in Ghana, but within their strongholds. Now, let's still stay with this particular situation, because that is what we are all heading towards to in December right here in Ghana. Now, the National Identification Authority has made clear intentions to arrange a major mop-up exercises in areas where people were not able to register within the given period. However, the New Patriotic Party is kicking against this move. The national organizer of the party, Sami Wuku, says the NDC created this particular challenge in their constituency, and they must hold themselves accountable for this.
Started this Ghana card. The largest opposition party had a press conference asking their supporters not to participate in the registration of the Ghana card. their foot soldiers and supporters were told not to participate in the process to acquire a Ghana card.
Okay.
Subsequent to that, the former president and the leader of the party acquired his Ghana card. Yes.
Former President Mahama.
Yes, Mr. Mahama. The founder of the NDC, Mr. Rawlings, acquired his Ghana card. NDC members of parliament acquired their Ghana cards. In fact, in parliament, they had a station there for them too. So it was a case of 2 legs good, 4 legs bad, or 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. When it came to the downtrodden people, forgetting that your pillars of support are the very full masses. The masses. And that's what has driven the NDC in their political journey. Because you won't know when this one will be used or that will be used. None of us could tell. But the very moment you told your people not to participate in the process, and now you are asking the EC that in your strongholds, people did not read. They didn't even participate because you told them not to participate.
That is Sami Oku, the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, blaming the National Democratic Congress for creating the potholes or the ineligibility of registers in their strongholds to go and register for the Ghana card. Let's still stay with the card issues because the founder and leader of the All People's Congress, APC, Dr. Hassan Ayariga, says Ghana must decide on a common registration card and has called on the president to show leadership in the country's electoral challenges.
Why do we spend so much money every 8 years wasting on compiling new voter register? Why? Why do we do that? When will we move from that? That we need a unique identification that we can identify every. In the US, that's what they do. For those who, everybody has a card. Whilst I was in Germany, I had mine. I lived in Germany before. Everybody has a card. If you are 18, you go and vote. If you don't, nobody is forcing you to vote. Nobody is to go and vote. It's not a force. You can be 18 and decide not to vote. It's not mandatory that if you are 18 you must vote. It's your own decision. If you want to vote, you are qualified to vote, but it doesn't mean that you must vote. Why do we spend so much money and time every 8 years? Here we have a problem here. And we are just debating whether NDC want a voter register or MP. We don't need a voter register because after every 8 years we will compile another voter register. So let's get a special identification card. Look at the NIA that they are even talking about. I don't have. I registered, I don't have my NIA. Now, 11 million Ghanaians have been registered so far, according to NIA reports. 6 million have their cards, more than 4 or 5. And then EC says that next month, June, they want to start with a compilation of a new voter register. So if NIA is unable to finish the registration of 18 million Ghanaians, how sure the EC will be able to register the 18 million? Because you don't even have the data to register the 18 million people. You lack, the data is not complete. That's waste of our money and resources. Passport. I don't know how many of you have passport here, but that's what I'm talking about, leadership. The mere fact that EC is autonomous doesn't mean that we cannot sit and make amends. The president must sit with the EC and with the political parties and with stakeholders to deliberate on this issue of compiling this voter register in this pandemic. Now ask one question. The EC should come out and tell Ghanaians whether the EC officials are COVID-19 free or positive, negative.
Interesting comments there from the APC founder and leader, Dr. Hassan Ayariga. And that's our time allowance for this evening's edition of Newsbreak. But before we go, let me remind you that on Sunday, 31st May, the president would announce new directives and new protocols on easing of the restrictions on COVID-19 in a bid to reopen the Ghanaian economy or the country for normal business. How prepared are you? What are your views and what are your comments? Get onto our Facebook page at Pan African Television. Drop in your suggestions, drop in your comments, and I will get back to you on those comments as well. You can also do the same with me at Attoh's Watch on Facebook. My name is David Otokuno Attoh. Thank you for your time. Coming up next is Amma Pratt with The Couch. Please stay.